Recording in progress.
Hello. This is Bonnie Clem, rapid transmutal therapist and certified hypnotherapist, also known as Hypnotist Bonnie on Twitter. Go over there and visit me if you want to follow me for my memes, if you're into that sort of thing. But today we're here talking about Valentine's Day. So we are discussing procrastination. We're still in this series, but with a slightly different take. We're actually going to look at the mastery of love. And it's going to be on chapter 5, the perfect relationship. This is from Miguel Ruiz. And where's my copy of my book? It's inside. Let me get a copy for you. I'll show you. Hey, let me.
Recording in progress.
Hello, from Real Paradise here down in Florida. This is Bonnie Clem, also known as Hypnotist Bonnie, and I am a certified hypnotherapist and a rapid transformational therapy practitioner. Now, if you've been following my previous series, I've been working on procrastination. Please apologize. First of all, the bright sun. And also my neighbor's roof being repaired. And we did have hurricane literally go over our house just a couple of months ago. So there's still a few repairs, there's still things going on. So I do apologize for the background noise. If you can hear it, hopefully it's far enough away. But anyway, and also this bright sun, which I can't decide which is worse or which is better. So I don't know. We'll just have to give it a whirl. But today we are following on with procrastination, but with a twist. We're actually doing the mastery of love, procrastination, and the perfect relationship. And I'm going to actually be reading with commentary from Miguel Ruiz, the mastery of love. And speaking of love, this is Sassy. Say hi, Sassy. So hello, gorgeous. So, yeah. You'll understand why that's relevant in a little bit once we get into it. That Sassy the dog showed up. Usually she doesn't until later, so it was fun. It's exciting. But let me go ahead and let's just get started, and we'll see where we're going to go because I have some special meditations, special practices towards the end that I haven't done before. So this will be fun. Great. So. The perfect relationship. Just imagine the perfect relationship for you, where you are always intensely happy with your partner because you live with the perfect woman or man for you. How would you describe your life with this person? Take out your pen and paper and give yourself a minute and write down, think about. If you're in a relationship, what would make your relationship even better? Well, according to the ancients, to the Toltecs, and the mastery of love, the perfect relationship would be, well, the way you relate with this person would be exactly the way you relate with a dog. All right. Excuse me for a minute. So the way you relate with this person would be exactly the way you relate with a dog. This is Sassy. Hi, Sassy. That's so Sassy. Be adorable. So, oh, sun is so terrible. All right, that's a little bit better. All right, better. There we go, Sass. A dog is a dog. It doesn't matter what you do, it's going to be a dog. All right, let's.
Recording in progress.
All right. Hello, everyone. Let me see if I can get. This is just going to be bright. I apologize. It's super bright. Hello, hello, hello. I apologize for the brightness, but we're out here today. It's just so lovely. After a few days of cold, I just can't be inside anymore. The reason that I moved to Florida. So, welcome. And today we're going to be reviewing procrastination, overcoming procrastination with a twist. Because it is Valentine's Day that I'm recording this on, we're actually going to be looking at the procrastination and the perfect relationship. Now, we're going to start out by doing a reading from The Mastery of Love, which is the book that I'm studying for this month. I pick a book every month and study it. And so this is by Don Miguel Ruiz, and he is actually a Toltec, and he is a master. And so what is bringing to the table? This is ancient wisdom that I'm going to be sharing with you today, and that's valid throughout all the generations. And so we're going to jump all the way to chapter 5, the perfect relationship. And at the end, I'm going to be reading this with some commentary. At the end, we're going to go through and see why and what this actually has to do with procrastination. And then we're going to move on to identifying, doing some practices. And actually, for the first time on this channel, I'm going to actually take you through some RTT practices that will help you identify the blocks or reasons for why you feel ultimate love is not available to you. So that's going to be fun and exciting. Yay. Oh, without further ado, let's get started. Chapter 5, the perfect relationship. Now imagine a perfect relationship. You're always intensely happy with your partner because you live with the perfect woman or man for you. How would you describe your life with this person? All right. You know me. Always want you to do is take down a piece of paper or your journal, your book, and go ahead and write down what that perfect person would be. And if you're in a relationship, what would make them perfect? What would be, oh gosh, if they, what could you do to make it perfect? Because again, we're only looking at what you can do because you can't make anyone happy. We're going to go further into that a little bit later. We do address this. Well, the way you relate with this person would be exactly the way you relate with a dog. A dog is a dog. It doesn't matter what you do, it's going to be a dog. And yeah, I have a Sassy that's hanging out with me today. And she is the perfect dog for me. She does not do mornings, like legitimately does not do mornings. And loves to go to the beach, like for an hour, and then she's up for it. And it's just super, super low key. So she's perfect for me. You know, you're not going to change a dog for a cat or a dog for a horse. It is what it is. You know, I love my cats, but they're not the same. You know, just accepting this fact in your relationships with other humans is very important. You cannot change other people. You cannot change other people. And this is where we get into trouble when we think we can. We try to do that. You love them the way they are, or you don't. There's like no in between. You can't kind of live in the way they are. We're still just little things that change. You either accept them 100% who they are and all the wackiness and all the differentness, or how they're the same and how they're different from you, or you don't. That's all there is. To try to change them to fit what you want them to be is like trying to change a dog for a cat or a cat for a horse. That is a fact. They are what they are. You are what you are. You dance or you don't dance. You need to be completely honest with yourself to say what you want and to see whether you're willing to dance or not. You must understand this point because it is very important. When you truly understand, you are likely to see what is true about others and not just what you want to see. That we all only really want to see what we want to see, especially about ourselves. Now, if you own a dog or a cat, just or had one in your childhood, or have a dear friend who has one, just think about how you relate to that pet. Let's consider, let's take, for example, because Miss Sassy's here, your relationship with a dog, for example. The dog knows how to have a perfect relationship with you. When your dog does something wrong, what you do with your dog or do to your dog, the dog doesn't care. It just loves you. It continues to love you regardless of what you do or how you react to the dog. It doesn't have any expectations. I mean, isn't that wonderful? That's why we love pets, right? But what about your girlfriend or your boyfriend, your husband or your wife, right? They have so many expectations and they're changing all the time. Now, the dog is responsible for half of the relationship with you. And one half of the relationship is completely normal. It's perfect. And that's the dog's half. See, all she does is just love me. She just wants to hang out with me. It's perfect. When you come home, the dog barks at you, it wags its tail, it pants because it's so happy to see you. It does this part very well, and it's the perfect dog. My cat Guido, my boy, for 18 years, I always joked that he was my main man. But when I would come home, it didn't matter if it was 5 minutes or like 5 days, he would send me and I would have to hold him, and he would hold on so tight until he had enough of me that he just loved me that much. It was just an amazing love. And I miss that because it was just such a perfect, pure love. It's just absolutely amazing. The sun is really, really ridiculous, but we'll get through it. Yeah, the dog does its part very well, and it's a perfect dog. Your part is almost perfect as well. You handle your responsibility. You feed your dog. You take care of your dog. You play with your dog. You take her for walks. You love your dog unconditionally. And you will do almost anything for your dog. You do your part perfectly, and your dog does its part perfectly. And most people can imagine this kind of relationship with a dog, but why not with a woman or with a man? Excuse me. I'm going to keep my tea a little bit closer. Oh, this is for my first novel. Boys are adorable. I'll start with a suitcase full of cash. It's a fun little sexy novel I wrote when I was going through a place where thankfully I had my cats that love me. I was alone. Do you know any woman or any man who's not perfect? We are born perfect. It may not feel like it, may not seem like it, but we are. And we're also, perfectly imperfect, you could say. A dog is a dog, and that's okay with you. You don't need to be responsible for your dog to make it be a dog. The dog doesn't try to make you be a good human, a good master. Then why do we allow a woman to be a woman or a man to be a man and love that human just the way he or she is without trying to change that person? One of the biggest faults that humans have is that we always fall in love with the potential of a person. And women are especially notorious for this, where we just absolutely cannot help ourselves but see that potential in a man and just want to help them achieve their goals, which is great, but it doesn't allow them to be loved for who they are right now, which is the problem. So why can't we allow a woman to be a woman, or a man to be man, and love that human just the way he or she is without trying to change that person? Like I said, perhaps you're thinking, well, what if I'm not with the right woman or the right man? Well, yeah, that's a very important question. Of course, you have to choose the right woman, the right man for this to work. But what is the right woman or the right man? That would be someone who wants to go in the same direction as you do. Someone who's compatible with your views, your values, emotionally, physically, economically, and spiritually. You can't be out of tune and be moving in the same direction. So how do you know if your partner is right for you? All right, let's just imagine, and I'm using this because this is the way it's presented in the book, that you are a man and a woman is looking to choose you. If there are 100 women looking for a man, each will look at you as a possibility for how many of these women will be right. There are 100 women looking for a man, and each will look at you as a possibility. For how many of these women will you be the right man? Well, the answer is you don't know. That is why you need to explore and take the risk. But I can tell you that the right woman for you is the woman you love just the way she is. The woman you don't have the need to change at all. That's the right woman for you. You are lucky if you find the right woman for you, and at the same time, you are the right man for her. Yeah, that's the hardest part. Usually one person loves more than the other, isn't it? But you are going to be the right man for her if she loves you just the way you are, and she doesn't want to change you. She doesn't have to be responsible for you. She can trust that you're going to be what you claim you are, where you project you are. Number one rule, be authentic. She can be as honest as possible and project to you what she is. So she is also authentic. She will not come to you pretending to be something that you later discover she is not. The one who loves you just the way you are. Because if someone wants to change you, it means you are not what that person wants. Then why is she with you? No good reason. You know it's easy to love your dog because your dog doesn't have an opinion about you. The dog loves you unconditionally. Sassy? Sure, sassy. This is important. Then if your partner loves you just the way you are, it's just like the dog loves you. You can be yourself with your partner. You can be a man or you can be a woman, just the way the dog can be a dog with you. Now, when you meet a person just after the hello, they start sending you information right away. She can hardly wait to share her dreams with you. She opens herself even if she doesn't know she is doing it. It is so easy for you to see every person just the way she is. You don't need to lie to yourself. You can see what it is that you are buying, and you either want it or you don't. But you cannot blame the other person for being a dog or a cat or a horse. If you want a dog, then why are you getting a cat? If you want a cat, why would you get a horse or a chicken? Makes sense when you look at it that way. It's quite the same thing in your relationships. You need to know what you want and find that. Don't try to make someone fit into your square peg in a round hole. It's not going to work. You know the kind of man or woman that you want. That's the one that makes your heart sing. The one who is aligned with the way you are. The one who loves you just the way you are. I mean, why set yourself up with anything else? Why not just get what you want? Why not just go for what you want? Don't settle. Don't ever settle. That's what so many people end up, bitter divorcees because they settle. So of course they're unhappy. Don't do that. Why pretend to make someone fit what they're not? It doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you make a choice and say yes or no, because you love yourself also. You make a choice and you're responsible for your choices. Then if the choices are not working well, you don't blame yourself. You simply make another choice. You move on. All right, so let's imagine that you get a dog but you really love cats. So you want your dog to behave like a cat, and you tried to change the dog because it never says meow. I mean, what are you going to do with the dog? Nothing. Get a cat. Want a cat, get a cat. This is the only way to begin a great, amazing, perfect relationship. First, you have to know what you want, how you want it, where you want it. You have to know exactly what the needs of your body are, what the needs of your mind are, and what fits well with you, with your lifestyle, with your goals. There are millions and millions of men and women, and each one is unique. And some will make a good match for you, and many more won't. And that's, they're just not going to be a good match. And that's just the way it is. You can love everybody as a human, but when it comes to dealing with a person on an everyday basis, you're going to need someone more closely aligned to you. Now, that person doesn't need to be exactly like you. The two of you only need to be like a key in the lock. It needs to be a match that works. One of my favorite sayings is, love's the key that opens our doors. But we're not talking about give and take. The transactional love, that's not love. That's a transaction. That's an arrangement. The need to be honest with yourself and honest with everybody else. Project what you feel you really are. Be authentic, and don't pretend to be what you are not. As if you're on the market, you're going to sell yourself, but you're also going to buy things, right? But in order to buy, you obviously want to see the quality of what you're going to get. In order to sell, you need to show others what you are. If it isn't about being better or worse than someone else, it's about being what you are. If you see what you want, why not take a risk? But if you see it is not what you want and you're going to pay for it, don't go around crying. My lover abuses me. When it's so clear for you to see you weren't a good match to start with. Don't lie to yourself. Don't invent in people what is not there. Potential does not mean reality. They may not want to go there. You have to only thing you can be sure of is looking at how a person is right now. Get in the now. Get in their authentic now. Get in your authentic now. Who are you right now? Maybe the perfect person in 10 years, or would have maybe been the perfect person 10 years in the past. But it doesn't matter. What is right for right now? That's the key. That's what matters. If you know what you want, this is the message, you will find it is just like your relationship with your dog, but better. I always told Guido, and actually, in the acknowledgments to my first novel, I said, this dedicated to my Guido, who I love, but you're still the cat, man. You only give me so much. You're still the cat. So yeah, that's true. But just see what's in front of you. Don't be blind or to pretend that what's is there is not there, or what isn't there is there. Don't deny what you see just to get the merchandise because someone's like, hot, chiseled, you think, oh, that's a high status person. I really want that person just because they have that image of what you think that you want. And you have without really examining it or really understanding what that means. A lot of women don't understand high status men who are senior executives are gone 200 some days a year. And what they really want is someone's home. It's like, well, you can't have both. You have to understand what you're really looking for. What is really important? Is having that person home more, having a little bit less money, but having that quality time with that person, is that more important? Or is his success being that, rock that holds the family and the home together and manages things while he's all providing? Is that what you need? There's no right, no wrong. It's what you need. See what is in front of you. Don't be blind or pretend what's not there. Again, because yes, I'm going to reiterate over and over this point. You have to be authentic. Don't deny what you see. Just get the merchandise, when the merchandise will not fit your needs. Yeah. When you buy something you don't need, it ends up in the garage. Having to donate it ends up, in the garbage half the time because you go, why did I even buy that? It's not really, I think I wanted it, but it was just a mood for the day. Did I try something different? But it's not really me. Don't do that. It's the same in a relationship. Of course, it can take years for us to learn this painful lesson. So try not to do that. But this is, we're going over today. It's a good beginning. If you make a good beginning, the rest is going to be easier because you can be yourself. You start out with a great foundation where you and your partner are both authentic. You at least have a chance. But what do? You're already in a relationship. You're married. You have kids. You've been together for years. You have a certain amount of time invested in a relationship already. Well, if you choose to keep going, you can still have a new beginning by accepting and loving your partner just as he or she is. But first, you will need to take a step back. You have to accept yourself and love yourself just the way you are. And only by loving and accepting yourself the way you are can you truly be and express what you are, who you are. You are what you are, and that is all you are. You don't need to pretend to be something else. You don't need to pretend to be what you are not. You're always going to fail. You can't pretend to be who you think that other person wants. That's just a recipe for disaster. And once you accept yourself just the way you are, the next step is to accept your partner. If you decide to be with a person, don't try to change anything about them. Just like your dog or your cat, let them be who they are. They have the right to be who they are. They have a right to be free. Keyword here. They have the freedom, the right to be free to be who they are. When you inhibit your partner's freedom, you inhibit your own because you have to be there to see what your partner is doing or not doing. Shouldn't matter. And if you love yourself so much, you're never going to give up your personal freedom to micromanage someone else, to make sure they are exactly what you expect of them. No, they're just themselves. So can you see the possibilities that this type of relationship offers? Just think for a moment, explore the possibilities. Be yourself and find a person who matches with you. Take that risk, but be honest. If it works, keep going. But if it doesn't work, then do yourself and your partner a favor. Walk away. Let them go. Don't be selfish. Give your partner the opportunity to find what they really want. At the same time, give yourself that same opportunity. If it's not going to work, it's better to look in a different direction. If you cannot love your partner the way they are, someone else can love them the way they are. Don't waste your time and don't waste your partner's time. Respect yourself and respect your partner. Now, if you are the provider of the love and your partner is the addict, as in they're giving you more love than you are giving them, and this is not what you want, perhaps you may be happy with someone else where it's a more even, or you'd rather have their love, be the one who gives more of their love than takes. So, if if that's what you want, you know, you have to decide that, you know, be in a relationship, you know, if you decide to stay, you know, and do your best, but understand that you have that dynamic. And what you can do, you know, because you're going to be one who actually is going to reap the reward if you are able to do this. If you can love that partner the way they are, if you can open your heart completely to your partner, you can reach heaven through this love. If you can let go of these expectations and just see what a beautiful gift it is that they are giving you for their unconditional love, and take that into yourself, you're going to have heaven on earth. So if you already have a cat and you want a dog, what can you do? You can start practicing from this point forward. But you have to aim for a new beginning by cutting your ties with the past and starting all over again. You don't have to have attachments to the past. You don't have to worry about what happened in the past. Every day can be a new day. It doesn't matter. You can let go. All of us can change, and it can be for the better. This is a new beginning for you to forgive whatever happened between you and your partner today. Let it go, because it was nothing but personal importance. It was nothing but misunderstanding. It was nothing but someone being hurt and trying to get even. You know, we always do that. It's like, oh, you did this to me, so now I'm going to do this. React poorly when we were in the bad mood, and then negative spiral downward. We've all been there, right? It's not worth whatever happened in the past to spiral the possibility that you can reach heaven in a relationship. Have the courage to go for it 100%, or let it go. Let go of the past and begin every day at a higher level of love. This will keep the fire alive and make your love grow even more. Of course, you need to look at what it means to have the good moments and the bad moments. You know, if being emotionally or physically abusive is a bad moment, you know, I can't tell you whether or not that's something that you can overcome, whether or not the relationship is worth keep going. I can't tell you that. But you know, because it's very different from losing a job, or something going wrong at work, having a bad day, you know, accident and illness. You know, those are very different types of bad moments. Basically, if the bad moments come from fear, if they come from a lack of respect, from, you know, wanting to humiliate the partner, or from hatred, you know, there aren't that many bad moments coming from those negative feelings that, you know, a couple can really survive. Just to be frank. Yeah. Back to the relationship with your dog, with a dog. You can have a bad moment, you know, for whatever reason. It happens, an accident, a bad day at work, whatever. You come home and the dog is there barking at you, wagging its tail, looking for your attention, but you don't feel like playing with the dog. Well, the dog is there. The dog won't feel hurt that you don't want to play, because it doesn't take it personally. Once a dog celebrates your arrival and finds out that you're not in the mood, you don't want to play, the dog goes off and does, plays with itself, does what dogs do. Dog doesn't stay there and insist that you be happy because it's happy. Sound familiar? You know, sometimes you can even feel more support from your dog than from a partner who wants to make you happy. You know, if you don't want to feel happy, if you're not in that mood, and you only want to be quiet, you want to be left alone, it's nothing personal. And that's where people get it wrong. It has nothing to do with your partner. You know, perhaps you just have a problem that you need to be quiet for. You need silence. You need to manage it yourself. But your partner's going, all that's going on in their brain is these assumptions: what I do now, it's because of me. what's going on when it's absolutely nothing to do with a partner. It's nothing personal. And left alone, partner giving you your space, it would go away and you would return to a normal happiness level. And that is why the key in the lock has to be a match. Because if one of you has a bad moment or an emotional crisis, your agreement has to be to allow each other to be what you are. Then that relationship is another story, is another way of being, and the whole thing can be very beautiful. Just allowing people to manage their own fucking shit, excuse my language, but you are not responsible for fixing anyone. You're not responsible for anyone's happiness. I think how many dates I've been on and men have told me, well, I could never make my wife happy. And I'm like, duh, you can't make anyone happy except for yourself. That's not your job. And it's a good thing that the relationship ended because you're never going to make someone else happy. That's not how it works. Relationship is an art. The dream that you two create together is more difficult to master than just one. To keep the two of you happy, you have to keep your half perfect because you're responsible for your half. And, of course, as we just discussed, your half is a certain amount of garbage and your garbage is your garbage. And the one who has to deal with that garbage is you, not your partner. And if your partner tries to clean up your garbage, well, they're sticking their nose where it doesn't belong there. End up with a broken nose. And no one wants that. And the same with your partner's half. Your partner is a certain amount of garbage, and knowing your partner has that garbage will allow them to deal with their own garbage. You're going to love and accept them with all of their garbage, all of their baggage. You're going to respect them with that garbage, and you're not in a relationship to clean up your partner's garbage. You're just going to clean, or he is going to clean up their own. That's their problem. You have your own garbage to deal with. So even if your partner asks you for help, you do actually have the choice to say no. Say, I think it's more important that you take care of that garbage yourself. And saying no doesn't mean you don't love or accept your partner. It means you're not able or you're not willing to play that game. So, for example, if your partner gets angry, you can say, you have the right to be mad, but I don't have the right to be mad because you are mad. I didn't do anything to cause your anger. You don't have to accept your partner's anger at all, but you can allow her or him to be angry. There is no need to argue. Just allow them to be what they are. Allow them to heal without intervening. And you can also agree not to interfere with your own healing process. So let's say that you're a man and you're happy, and for whatever reason, your partner cannot be happy. She has a personal problem she's dealing with, her garbage, and she's unhappy. Because you love her, you will support her. But supporting her doesn't mean you're going to be unhappy because she's unhappy. This is not support at all. If she's unhappy and you get unhappy, both of you sink. If you're happy, your happiness can actually bring her happiness back up. In the same way, if you're down and she is happy, her happiness is your support. For your own sake, let the other person be happy. Don't try to take their happiness away. Whatever happens in your work, don't come home and throw your poison at them. Be silent and let them know it's nothing personal. You're just dealing with yourself. You can say, keep being happy, keep playing, and I will join you when I can enjoy your happiness. But right now, I need to be alone. And make the agreement that your partner will respect that. And you will do the same when it's their turn to have that garbage pop up. Now, if you understand the concept of the wounded mind, you will understand the reason why romantic relationships are just so difficult. The emotional body is sick. It has wounds all over it. It has poison all over it. If we are not aware that we're sick or that our partner is sick, we become selfish. The wounds hurt, and we have to protect our wounds, even from the one we love. I'm talking about our emotional body now, which starts to become damaged at about the age of 3 or 4 when they first have some trauma, and they are all emotional because at that stage in life, we are like 100% in theta brainwave, where it's all emotional. Cognitive thinking hasn't come in. That's why children are such sponges, because they're just doing emotion thinking, feeling. They're not thinking, they're just feeling, just absorbing. So these wounds hurt, and we have to protect our wounds, even from the one we love. But if we have this awareness, we can have different agreements, right? When we are aware that our partner has these emotional wounds, have nothing to do with you, and we love our partner, we certainly don't want to touch those wounds. We don't want to push them to heal these wounds either, and we don't want to push us to heal our wounds. Do you have to do it on our own timeline, our own time frame, by yourself? You're not responsible for fixing anyone. Let me repeat that. You're not responsible for fixing anyone except for yourself. Take the risk and take the responsibility to make a new agreement with your partner. Not an agreement that you read in a book, but an agreement that works for you. If it doesn't work, do not change the agreement. Update it. We all change, right? Use your imagination to explore new possibilities to create new agreements based on respect and love. Communication through respect and love is the whole key to keeping the love alive and never getting bored in your relationship. It's about finding your voice and stating your needs. It's about trusting yourself and trusting your partner. What you are going to share with your partner is not the garbage, but your love, your romance, your understanding. The goal for the two of you is to be happier and happier. And that calls for more and more love. You're the perfect man or woman, and your partner is the perfect human, just as the dog is the perfect dog. If you treat your partner with love and respect, who's going to get the benefit? No one but you. Heal your half, and you're going to be happy. If you can heal that part of you, then you're going to be ready for a relationship without fear, without need. But remember, you can only heal your half. If you're in a relationship and you work with your half and your partner works with their half, you will see just how amazingly quickly progress is made. Love is what makes you happy. And if you become the servant of love and your partner becomes the servant of love, you can just imagine all the possibilities. The day will come when you can be with your partner with no guilt and no blame, no anger, and no sadness. The day will be wonderful when you can be completely open, only to share, only to serve, only to give your love. Once you decide to be a couple, you are there to serve the one you love, the one you choose. You're there to serve your love to your lover, to be each other's servant. In every kiss, in every touch, you feel you are there to please the one you love without expecting anything back. More than sex, it's about being together. The sex becomes wonderful also, but it's completely different. Sex becomes a communion. Sex becomes a complete surrendering, a dance, an art, a supreme expression of beauty. Now, you can make an agreement that says, I like you, you're wonderful, you make me feel so good. I'll bring the flowers, you bring the soft music. We'll dance, we'll both go to the clouds. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's romantic. It's no longer a war of control, it's about service. But you can only do that when the love you have for yourself is very strong. All right. So that's the end of the chapter. And what does all this have to do with procrastination? Well, everything. Now, here are 3 reasons why your subconscious is keeping you from loving in a perfect way. You don't believe you're worthy of such a pure love, which is BS. You believe also falsely that you're not enough or not good enough. And we are all flawed and perfect at the same time. So that's another pile of BS. Another reason is, we believe love is not available to me. And we all have this feeling at some point, which makes you just like everyone else, not different, the same. And what's the relevance? Yeah, these are also some of the top reasons why you procrastinate. You stay in a state of procrastination because you're afraid of failure, because you don't feel worthy or enough, or that your goal, in this instance, love, is available to you. But people who truly love themselves don't procrastinate often. So my gift to you today is a process that will help you identify and transform those false beliefs about love, and also the byproduct, procrastination, so you can be transformed into the best possible version of yourself. This is an abbreviated RTT hypnotherapy session where I'll take you through just a couple of the practices as part of your self-guided transformational journey. So let me just take a sip of tea before we get started. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable. You're ready, relax, and somewhere where you can actually go ahead and close your eyes in just a moment. Now, for the next few minutes, all you need to do is relax and listen to my voice. Just make yourself comfortable by sitting in an open position with your hands and feet not touching. Start by taking just a few deep breaths to relax and release any tension you may be holding in your body. And we're going to do some heart-centered breathing for a few seconds just to focus on heart and love, especially today with this process we're talking about, opening your heart to love. Picture your breath coming into and out of the area around your heart. Picture your heart breathing life and love into yourself and back out into the torus, the energy field that surrounds you and that grounds you. So go in and out, and in and out. And as you breathe through your heart, you may feel a sense of calmness, or euphoria even coming upon you, or just a deep sense of relaxation and connection with everything. Whatever you feel at this moment is correct. It is the positive emotion you need to feel to prepare yourself for this transformation. So now, breathing in once again and out. And as you take your next deep breath with your chin remaining level, look up as high as you possibly can, as if you are looking into your own eyebrows while you continue breathing slowly. Hold your eyes there, focusing on a real or imaginary spot overhead. As you begin to feel a fluttering feeling in your eyelids, that is a burst of REM, rapid eye movement, and that is putting you into a perfect, highly suggestible brainwave state where you can now remove the blocks keeping you from your goal of opening your heart to love. On your next exhale, close down your eyelids and just let your eyes go wherever they are most comfortable. And you can forget all about your eyes. That fluttering feeling means you're responding, and that is perfect. Just allow a drifting, floating, relaxing feeling to develop in your body. You should be in a relaxed state, open and aware of your surroundings, but with your conscious mind in a temporary state of lowered awareness as you communicate directly with your subconscious mind and ask for its help in creating positive momentum towards your goal of opening your heart to love. Now just let your chin drop down just a little bit so you get that looking down feeling you have when looking over a balcony at the top of a flight of stairs. As you picture yourself at the top of the staircase with just 10 steps, you feel the muscles and nerves and around your eyes are becoming heavy droopy, drowsy. Your eyelids are starting to feel as if they have been glued shut, sealed shut, locked tight. And now you're moving on to step 10. As each muscle, each nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 9, and you can see your feet, hear your feet, even feel your feet, making contact with every step as you go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. You take step 8, going deeper, deeper into an awareness of yourself. You're taking step 7, drifting way down, deeper. You're taking step 6, and you're drifting deeper with every sound you hear, every sound and noise and movement around you. You're carrying you deeper, further into your subconscious. And you're taking step 5, and you're halfway down. And with every step, you go 10 times, 100 times deeper. You take step 4, as every muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 3, you just go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. You're taking step 2, and as you go deeper and deeper into an awareness of yourself, you're taking step 1, you just sleep deeply. And of course, you're not going to sleep. You're just in a highly suggestible state, which is a sleep of the nervous system. We are going deeper, drifting deeper, sinking deeper. So just go deeper and deeper and even deeper still. Every time I click my fingers and say the word sleep deeply, you're becoming more and more relaxed. Just go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. As you go deeper into an absolutely relaxed state, you're responding easily, effortlessly, perfectly, exactly the way you are. You don't need to make anything happen. You can just let it happen. Hypnosis is a sleep of the nervous system, but it's not about being asleep. It's about being suggestible. And I'm just going to show you right now just how incredibly suggestible you are. And now I'm going to tell you that your eyes are glued shut, sealed shut, locked tight. So much so that the thought of opening them is just something you really just can't be bothered with. Your eyes are sealed shut, fused shut, locked together. So just try to open your eyes. And you find that they are locked shut and you go deeper. Trying to open your eyes and find they are sealed tight, go deeper. And just one more time, trying to open your eyes and find they're glued together. And you go deeper and deeper and deeper. That's perfect. You're responding perfectly, exactly as I knew you would, because you're incredibly suggestible. You're here today to find a way to open your heart to love. I'm a great believer that you can't fix what you don't understand. And I believe that in order to open your heart further, it's important to understand how, why, where, and when you closed it off to ultimate love. Your mind already knows why you have this block to experiencing ultimate love. And we're going to go to seeing all to do with the root, the cause, and the reason for this block, for this belief. I want you to go back to the home you lived in between the ages of 2 and 8. If you lived in more than one place during that time, your brilliant mind will choose the right home for you. So on the count of 5, you could feel yourself being pulled back, drawn back, much younger. On the count of 3, the weeks, days, months, years are peeling away as you go back. On the count of 4, feel yourself becoming smaller, younger, lighter. On the count of 3, the weeks, days, months, years are peeling away as you go back. On the count of 2, you're going back to being a small child, going back in time. On the count of 1, you are magnetically drawn to that front door of the home you lived in at the age your brilliant mind has chosen. And as you feel safe, knowing that you are reviewing, not reliving the past. So right now, I want you to open the front door, go into the home where you find everything is familiar to you. Take a look around. And now I want you to go to the room you slept in as a child. Place your hand on the door handle, open the door, and see the younger version of yourself there. And you instantly recognize that child as the younger version of yourself, and the child recognizes you like it's grown up then, because the two of you have a complete affinity for each other, a perfect connection. And you're going to ask the younger you some questions, and the answers will come to you immediately. I want you to ask the child, how old are you? Are you happy? What is it that makes you feel happy or unhappy? Now I want you to go to a time, if you haven't already, when you are not happy. What is it that someone does or does not do that makes you feel unhappy? What is it you're seeing, hearing, feeling, and experiencing in this scene? And how does that make you feel? And what else? And what else is significant? And most importantly, stay in the feeling and the emotion. What is the emotion? What are you feeling? And once you have it, is it anger? Is it disappointment? Is it fear? We're going to count backwards, going to another scene. I'm going to count you from 5 to 1. You're going back to a scene, a place, an event, a time that's all to do with the root, the cause, the reason for why you feel love is not available to you. So on the count of 5, you're drifting back to a vivid, vital, crucial scene that's all to do with why you feel you're not worthy of love. On the count of 4, you're drifting back, way back, all the way back to an absolutely significant scene. On the counts of 3 and 2, you're becoming smaller, younger, lighter, shorter. As you drift back, right back to the scene, place, event, and time that's all to do with why you think you're not worthy of love. On the count of 1, you're going back easily, years, months, weeks, days, healing away as you go back to a significant scene. Just be there. As my fingers click, a scene is coming into your mind easily, effortlessly, automatically. Like those old TVs, I had to warm up, and this scene is popping, a picture is popping into your head. It's there. You can see and feel and hear everything going on around you, so you know exactly the important details in the scene. Are you inside or outside? And are you alone or with someone? Now, if the scene is so fuzzy, go back to your childhood bedroom and find another scene where you're unhappy. Now answer, how old are you? What is it that you're seeing, hearing, feeling, and experiencing in this scene? How does that make you feel? And what else? What else is significant in this scene? Is that the root feeling? What else are you feeling? Just keep going until there's no what else. And we're going to go back to one last scene. So as I count you backwards from 5 to 1, or if you prefer, you can go ahead and go back to that same childhood room. You're going to go back to a scene, a place, an event, a time that's all to do with the root, the cause, the reason for why you feel love is not available to you. So on the count of 5, you're drifting back to a vivid, vital, crucial scene that's all to do with why you feel you're not worthy of love. On the count of 4, you're drifting way back, all the way back to an absolutely significant scene. On the counts of 3 and 2, you're becoming smaller, younger, lighter, shorter, as you drift back, right back to a scene, a place, event, and time. That's all to do with why you think you're not worthy of love. On the count of 1, you're going back easily, years, months, weeks, days are peeling away as you go back to a significant scene. Just be there. And as my fingers click, scene comes easily into your mind. If you prefer, you can go back to a childhood room and find another scene where you are unhappy. So you want to answer these questions. Are you inside or outside? Are you alone or with someone? About how old are you? And what are you seeing, hearing, feeling, and experiencing in the scenes? How does that make you feel? How else does that make you feel? What else is significant? And keep going. Keep going until there's nothing else that's significant in the scene, until you have the root feeling, the root cause. You will know when there's absolutely nothing else there. That is the core feeling. So now that we have these three scenes, I'm going to do a technique that's called left hand, right hand. So the left hand actually it signifies the past. So we're going to take those three scenes, just little picture, snapshot of those three scenes in your left hand. They symbolize what happened and what significance and meaning you created at a time in the past and what you're going to be letting go of. So now you're going to look in your right hand, the thing you want to make right. The vision you hear today with this issue of missing out on love, the ultimate love. Your mind knows exactly and precisely the answer to why the scenes are absolutely the cause of your feeling that love is not available to you. Now just go ahead and tell yourself, tell the screen. Don't worry, no one else can hear you, it's fine. Just how the scenes in your left hand, the scenes from the past, how they affected the scene in your right hand, the scene from today. And if you can, just use it just one phrase or even one word. How did they affect you? You see the connection. You need to be able to make that connection. Now that you have that connection, we're going to go back to the first scene. And you're going to repeat these phrases after me, but finish the sentence. I want you to say, that's not me because, and then go ahead and finish that sentence. Say, I'm not a child. Say, I'm not how many years old needing. Fill in the blank. I'm not this many years old without. Say, I'm an adult and I will never be that child again because I can never be that child again. And any other things that you need to say. What else do you need to say? That's not me, however you need to phrase it. So now we're going to go back to the second scene. I'm going to do the same thing. Repeat, that's not me because, go ahead and complete that sentence. And it's also not me because it will never be me for the rest of my life because I'm not filling that blank. I will never be. I can never be me because I am. And anything else you need to say? So I want you to go back to the third scene. I want you to say, that's not me because, and then fill in that blank. I'm not X I will never be because I am. And it will never be me for the rest of my life because. I say anything else you need to say about that scene. It can be because I'm not living at home, because I'm not 7, because I'm adult and I live on my own. My parents all control me. Whatever you need to say. So as you relax, understanding is power, and understanding hypnosis is the most liberating, the most freeing, the most extraordinary power. You understand that you are worthy of love and love is available to you because you are enough. The most important words you will ever hear are the words you tell yourself. And your mind is programming you to believe you are lovable. You understand that you were born lovable. Being lovable is part of your core. It is the essence of who you are. It is always has been and always will be a permanent part of you. The one important thing you have control over is your thoughts. If you can control your thinking, the pictures you make in your head, the words you say to yourself, then you are always in control. And if you can make your thoughts positive, you can make your life extraordinary. And you are able to do this now when it comes to understanding that you are lovable. You are worthy of love, and love is available to you because you are enough. You're going back to your original imprint and coding, which is to be open and available to love. As a baby and in the womb, you didn't know anything other than love. You only knew the perfect love of creation. But you were born and you took on other people's expectations, other people's beliefs, and you forgot. But now you're remembering. You're forgetting everything you need to forget that is harmful, anything that's not useful. And you're remembering everything that is helpful in your quest for love. You're remembering everything you knew when you were born about being lovable. Because you are lovable, you are worthy, you are enough, and love is available to you. Because you are human, just the fact that you were born means that you are enough. The universe wanted you here, regardless of your relationship with your parents. A higher power wanted you here, and you chose to arrive just on time. To be here to experience love. That is your purpose as a human, to move towards pleasure and away from pain. And any old limiting beliefs you have around this concept of love are erased. They're eliminated, they're eradicated and replaced with helpful, happy, fulfilling thoughts and beliefs. You are enough. You're worthy. Love is available to you. You accept yourself as you are, and you work towards improving yourself. But with an understanding that you were born perfect, you are perfect just as you are. All you need to do while here on the planet is live and love and allow others to live and love as if they were you, but in their own way. You don't have any expectations of entitlement to anyone's love, and you only give your love to those worthy of it as they give theirs to yours in return. You go back and you find that blueprint. You know that you are lovable, that you're worthy, that you're enough. And with yourself, you reconnect with that knowing, with that knowledge that you were born with, that everyone is born with. That you are lovable, that you're enough, that you're worthy, that love is available to you. You're born here to be loved and to love. So now, as I count you back to full awareness, from 1 up to 5, on the count of 1, start feeling your fingers and toes. Make you wiggle them enough just to have the feeling come back into you, into them. And the count of 4, go ahead, start becoming a little bit more aware of what's going on in your surroundings. And that counts at 3 and 4. Take a few deep breaths in and out. And on count of 5, you're going to be coming back to full awareness. Welcome back. And as you go out into the remainder of your day, take this practice with you. One last final thing for you. Ask yourself whenever a negative thought crops up, is this something someone who loves themselves would say to themselves? Is it? If not, reframe it, restate it, and move on with your day. And whenever you interact with your loved one or potential loved one, ask yourself, are you being authentic? And would you treat your dog the same way? So now Sassy's moved on. She didn't want to be hypnotized today, but that's her prerogative and love her anyway. So with love and blessings as always. Till next time. Bye.